New cards, PogChamp. New cards, PogChamp. So, we're first beginning with the cards that are being imported into Lead, the set that is coming out this next weekend. First up, Dandy White Lion. This is the card that is modeled off of me, both because it's white and because it's a dandy. Pendulum Witch. Happy we're finally getting this card. This probably will see play in Pendulum Slop. Code of Soul, a great card for the 3 Salaman Great Copers, and Supreme King Zark Synchro Universe. These are cool cards. I'm not going to talk too much about them because they are already revealed months ago, and we're just getting them now. They're all pretty good, with the exception of Dandy White Lion. And also Supreme King Zark Synchro Universe. Code of Soul is very powerful in Salaman Great, though you have to draw it. Pendulum Witch is very powerful in the Pendulum deck. Next up, the Ashen to wait at the end of fire. So we did this one last time. We watched the video. That's up on the channel already. Just want to reiterate, these cards are not very good. One thing that I was very excited about previously upon seeing these cards is that at minimum, I thought Embers of the Ashen would be playable as a Super Poly target, but then I realized it is just a strictly worse Super Poly target than like Garura, so maybe it won't even see play there. Since saying those cards were bad, I went to the YCS and got Vados to one round, but it wasn't very strong, so I remain confident in my assertion that these cards are PP. Next up, Overdose on terrifying new reptilian terrors. Void Burial, the Dragon Undertaker. If this card battles a monster, neither can be destroyed by that battle. It's an illusion. During the main phase, if a monster your opponent controls is sent to the graveyard, you can activate the following effect based on where the card is at the activation. Hand, special summon this card. Fiend, make an effect monster your opponent controls, lose 1500 attack. Then, if its attack becomes 0 by this effect, you can destroy it. Card's bad. However, it is an illusion that does something. So, for the moment, it is probably going to see play in Chimera as a 1-of. You know, it's just a 3,000 body. I don't really know, what to say. Yeah, I don't know if it's better than the House of Wax guy or Tau or Diabelle's now that we have her, but it is an illusion that does something, and that means he's immediately suspect for play in illusion. You have to do so little to be playable in illusion. It is really the diversity higher archetype, They're looking for their quirked up white boy, and I think they may have found it. Next up, Azaya, the Dragoness of Deranged Devotion. What the fuck? They made a Leah Asimov card? I've made this joke all weekend. I was hanging out with Leah Asimov and was just making this joke. She signed a copy of this card for me. If this card is special summoned, you can put a deranged counter. I see. On a face-up monster your opponent controls and cannot be used as material for a fusion, synchro, exese, or link summon while it has a counter. At the start of the damage step, if this card battles an opponent's monster with the deranged counter, destroy that opponent's monster. Both players take damage equal to its original attack, and destroy this card at the end of the battle phase. It's the Yandere card. Okay, sure. Haggard Lizardos. Okay, so Danny showed me this card, and I was like, this card seems okay. Banish a monster from your face-up field or graveyard with 2,000 or less attack. Target a face-up monster on the field. Make its attack become equal to the original attack of the monster banished to activate this effect. Then if you banished a monster that was reptile, draw a card. Oh! If you're link climbing, this just says, on your link climb, draw a card. I'm in. Big day for dog dick. Next up. Enter a whole new universe with field spell support. I saw Krishnerd Witch in Lead for the first time this weekend, and I saw this and I said, what the fuck is this? I've never seen this card. Cannot be destroyed by your opponent's card effects while multi-universe is on the field. Unclear what that is. You can only use one of the following effects of Krishnerd once per turn if a card in the field zone leaves the field by a card effect, except during the damage step. You can special summon this card from your hand. When a field spell that is already face up on the field activates its effect, shuffle one of your monsters that have banished or in your graveyard into the deck, or if that monster mentions the field spell, you can special summon itself. This doesn't do anything. Am I crazy? I'm pretty sure this does not do a goddamn thing. I'm out if they don't have a guy dwelling in a jungle. I have really great news for you. Jungle Dweller is up next. Can it be normal summoned or set? Must be special summoned by its card effect. While there are 2 cards in the field zones, your opponent cannot target this card with card effects. You can only use each of the following effects of Jungle Dweller once per turn. You can banish a light or a dark monster from your graveyard to special summon this card from your hand. Ooh, it's a chaos monster. If this card in your owner's possession is destroyed by an opponent's card, shuffle up to 2 field spells from your graveyard or banishment into the deck, then destroy up to that many cards your opponent controls. I love that they're still printing cards like this. Oh, you aren't going to want to run over this one. Oh, I'm going to get all my resources back. I'll pop 2 of your cards. Oh, be careful. I think people will be good. I don't think. And multi-universe. Activate only if you don't control a face-up card in your field zone. Target a field spell that is banished or in either graveyard. Destroy this card. And if you do, place that targeted card face-up in your field zone. You can only use this effective multi-universe once per turn. If a card in your field zone would be destroyed by card effect, banish this card from your graveyard instead. So it's like a pseudo-space that sucks balls? Am I correct? Now, let me ask you a question about this card. When it says you don't control a face-up card in your field zone, that text doesn't do anything, right? Can't you just set this card and then activate it? What the fuck? Why does it say that? It means you can't get it with Metaverse. But you can. You just add it to your hand. Why would you ever get it with Metaverse? It doesn't have a quick effect. Oh, it takes a turn under anti-spell. If they draw the 1 of, you are fucked on this. Oh, man. You could ignore its summoning conditions. True. Oh, my God. Yeah, I don't understand. It just feels like a pseudo space that works a little less intuitively. Boy, why are they printing these? There's got to be some reason. Like, they're gonna, maybe the third series of Ashen support will be like, oh, you thought Jungle Dweller and Krishnerd Witch were low power? Well, this new card, Vidos 3, wins the game immediately if you've got someone dwelling in your jungle. All right, next up. I love Chicken Game 7, 8, and 9. What the fuck were Chicken Game 4, 5, and 6? There's only one Chicken Game. Okay. Terraforming. All right, that's 2. So, okay, pseudo space. Yeah. Next up. Howl to the Stars with new warrior support. Okay, we have new fucking Battle Guard support. I don't know why. First up is Pyrite Knight. If this card is in your graveyard, target a warrior you control except Pyrite Knight. Return it to the hand, special this card, and summon a Pyrite token to your opponent's field. During the battle phase, you can special warrior from your hand. Why are we printing cards like this, man? Holy shit. Stop printing warriors with battle phase effects, man. I don't need to see this shit. Well, it gives your opponent a card. That's something. War Rock support. It literally is. Battle Guard Echoes. Okay, I love the Battle Guards. I think that there's a lot of potential for them to be in good decks. When this card is activated, add a level 5 Earth from your deck to your hand, then discard a card. Wow. Just had to put that second line of text on there, huh? Couldn't have just been Rhoda. Once per turn, if a monster is returned from the field to the hand, even during the damage step, activate one of these effects. Add a Battle Guard Rage or a Battle Guard Howling from your deck to your hand. 2 bangers. Change a face-up... Oh, it's terrible. It's awful. But it combos with Pyrite Knight. Double die. Then you must be double died. If you control no monsters, special summon a level 4 warrior monster from your deck. Target a warrior you control, special summon an earth warrior monster with an equal or lower level from your deck or graveyard. I mean, it's not bad. It's just like a trap card. Why is it called double die? Yeah, it should be called 1 of 2 dies. This shit would have gone crazy in Edison, though. We completely crept, summon a level 2 warrior from deck. Look at the bottom left. Who is that? Who is that over there? Wait, is that unexpected die? Wait, shit. It's expected die. Stupid. Next up. Various cards from the commercial. We have Castanza here at the top. 3 as 1. During your opponent's end phase, if the combined number of cards they control and in their hand is greater than the combined number of cards you control and in your hand, special 3 normal monsters from your graveyard. You can banish this card from your graveyard, then target 3 monster cards you control with different original names. Set a spell trap from your hand or deck that mentions all 3 of those cards' different names. Okay, this is Ojama Delta Hurricane support. It's funny. I think it's funny. Gonna go crazy in like a Akira Twig Huge Revolution deck profile. Okay, here's the cards we want to talk about. Momento. Oh, God, here we go. Tekatikla? No, that's not right. Tekatlika. Tekutlika. I'm trying here. Okay, searching it just found extra copies of that. In fact, there is a separate page for those, I think. So we will do those when we get there. For now, let's just hold off. Next up. Sing a Song of Glory with Valar, Valm Monica Hollow Hymn. All right, there's a link too. Unaffected by non-Valm Monica's cards effects while you have 6 or more resonance counters on cards you control. That's big. The new Valm Monica cards make it very easy to get 3 and 3, which means that this is likely going to often be unaffected. For each level 4 Valm Monica monster you control, this card gains 1 additional attack during each battle phase. Don't care. And once per turn, when your opponent would special summon a monster, negate the summon, destroy the monster, then remove 3 resonance counters from your field. Are you kidding me? They were like, fine. You guys want to talk shit on Valm Monica? Fine. We will give you 1 good card. That's so kind of them. So this deck actually has a pretty easy time putting up a Link 2. It usually makes one of the Tribal Link 1s and then a guy. This is, wow. That's nice a lot. That's really nice. That's very, very nice. There's another one. Oh, I'm excited. We'll get there in a sec. In fact, let's skip a little bit and get there now. And the new card is a trap. Valm Monica Link monsters you control gain 1200 attack with 6 or more resonance counters on your field. Snore. If your opponent special summons a monster, Link summon a Valm Monica monster. Oh. If this card is sent from your hand or field to the graveyard, put resonance counters on 1 card in your pendulum zone. You can place resonance counters on until it has 3. That's... wow. Am I going to have to take Valm Monica seriously? No. I mean, these seem like really powerful cards. I guess it will be a... I'll start tinkering. We'll start tinkering with this. We'll see what we can come up with. Next up. Light and Darkness Dragon. So if you're unfamiliar, Light and Darkness Dragon is like a monster, right? But it's made of Light Dragon and Darkness Dragon in the manga, and like they fuse or something. You know. So now we have them. We have the Light Dragon and the Dark Dragon, and they're going to hang out together. Light and Darkness Dragon Lord. This is a 3400 attack monster with a level 8 dragon and a level 8 dragon, light and a dark. While face up on the field, this card is also dark, and once per chain when a spell trap or monster effect is activated, it loses exactly 1000 defense, and if it does, negate the activation. I believe that is mandatory and once per turn, so once per chain. No, it's not once per turn. Once per chain, but it is mandatory. And if this card is destroyed by your opponent, you can target a dragon monster in your graveyard, special summon it. That's crazy. Light and Sublimation Dragon. You can banish a level 8 dragon monster from your extra deck, special summon this card from your hand, and you can't special for the rest of the turn except for dragons. Ooh. During your main phase, you can fusion summon a fusion monster using monsters in your hand or field as material. And when an opponent's monster declares an attack, you can make this card lose exactly 500 attack and defense, and that opponent's monster loses 15. Wow, this card is just independently insanely strong. What the fuck? That's like... this one in particular. And then Dark End Evaporation Dragon. Again, banish a level 8 dragon monster from your extra deck, special summon this card from your hand. You're dragon locked, and then you can activate one of these effects, either fusion as fusion from your extra deck using monsters from your hand or field, or target another attack position monster. This card loses 500 attack and defense, and if it does, destroy the target. This card's crazy. What the fuck? Both of these cards are insane. As is the fusion. Wow. Dragon Link support? I mean, you could put this in a lot of decks. Like, wow. Can you get both of these off of like a Melody of the Awakening Dragon? Or does that say 3,000 or higher? I can't remember if it says level 8 or 3,000 or higher. No, wrong stats. Okay, yeah. All right, we have Dark Armed... Or wait, hold up. Night Armed Dragon. If you special summon a level 5 or higher dragon monster, you can special summon this card from your hand. If this card is special summoned, you can make its attribute and level become one of your banished dragon monsters. Cute. So it can be the other half of the fusion. If it's sent to the graveyard, you can target a dragon monster you control against 1,000 attack. Very cute. It gets an extra negate. This card's fun. Glory of Light and Dark. Shuffle a level 8 dragon monster from your hand into the deck and add a level 8 dragon monster with a different attribute from your deck to your hand. Target a dragon monster you control. It gains attack equal to its level times 200. And when a card effect is activated that targets a dragon monster you control, negate that effect. This card is cool. This card is very cool. One of those modular cards that does everything you want. Unfortunately, I think the problem right now is it's hard to find both of these guys. Wait, you guys are saying it doesn't give an extra negate? Why? Why is that? Oh, it's only attack, no defense boost. Okay. Then it prevents your guy from being run over before he gets Appaloosa'd out. Okay, I get it. That's cute. Regardless, these are really cool cards. I hope they see play, but it does kind of suck you have to find both of them. That shouldn't be impossible, but, you know, it is what it is. Next up. Okay. All weekend, people were talking about this shit. The two Memento cards, we'll start at the bottom with Memento Mictlan, Tekeltika? I'm trying here. Combined Conqueror. 3 Mementos. You can only use this card's name once, first, second, and third effects once per turn each. You cannot activate this card's first and second effect in the same chain. This card is fusion summoned. You can send 3 Memento cards from your deck or extra deck to the graveyard. Now, you might be wondering why that 3 is bolded. When first spoiled, they thought it said 5. Let me tell you, 3 is still crazy. Quick effect, you can target the same number of Memento cards you control and cards your opponent controls. Destroy them. Insane. You can banish this card from your graveyard, and of course it can send itself. Add a Memento Tlacan from your deck to your hand. This is crazy. That's unbelievable, and it's made more unbelievable by this card, Memento Mystical Sheep. If a monster in your possession was destroyed by a card effect this turn, special this card from your hand. If this card is normal or special summoned, you can just fucking fusion summon. Do it, using monsters from your hand or field as material. And if destroyed by battle or card effect, you can send a Memento card from your deck to your graveyard, except Mementodlan Mystical Sheep. Wow. Crazy card. All these cards are crazy. They're trying to make Memento good, and I think they will get there eventually. I think this is it's the closest so far. That said, and I hate to do this, the problem with Memento is that it doesn't have like a super competent end board yet. And it feels like you are still ending on the same inflexible big negation guy that you were before. This is cool. This fusion gives you like maybe like a Steeds available. But yeah, Ripper Dot, it looks like the end board is kind of tribal Apollosa plus Ritual Beast Deeds, which is good, but not necessarily tier 1. I certainly think it will be playable from this point onward. Like, it should be something you should be considering when going to an event. But I am not yet convinced that it's going to be crazy. Again, just first impressions, willing to be very wrong about this. Next up. New Centurions. Cool. Centurion entry. If this card is normal or special, then you have an emblema. What is an emblema? Oh, we're about to see it. And a Centurion in your graveyard. You can draw a card and can't special summon for the rest of the turn. This card will be used as synchro material. You can treat it as a non-tuner. During the main phase, if the card is a continuous trap, you can special summon it. And emblema atonement. Banish a face-up Centurion from your spell and trap zone. Target a card your opponent controls. Banish it. If this set card is destroyed or banished by an opponent's activated card effect, put 2 Centurions with different names from your hand deck and graveyard of banishment face-up in your spell and trap zone as continuous traps. Yeah, unfortunately, I really don't know enough about this archetype to make any sort of prediction about if these cards are going to be good or not. But they don't strike me as broken. Anti-Cosmic Cyclone. Exactly, right? This first guy is kind of flexible, which is nice for a deck that is very inflexible. You know, that's appreciated, I'm sure. The spell seems fine, but not game-changing. Emblema Oath is a non-searchable Rhoda. I see. And final one. Halt your opponent's combo with Domin Purge. You can only activate one card with this card's name per turn. If your opponent controls a card, you can activate this card from your hand. Lee. When a card is activated that includes an effect that adds a card from the deck to the hand, for the rest of this duel after the card activated from the hand resolves, you cannot activate dark, fire, or water effects. Negate the activated effect. And if you have a trap in your graveyard, destroy that card. Huh? What? So I'm trying to figure out what the attribute lock is about. Is it part of like, we are from this point forward going to like segment up attributes into like, if you want to play hand traps, you have to play X hand traps instead of Y hand traps? Or is it literally like, we don't want you to use Molt Chummy, Ash Blossom, or Bestials? Because if that's the case, boy, that's fucking sad. It's that. You know what it might be is they might be like, we are trying to make you choose. Do you want to play Domin Purge, Imperm, the new trap that's sort of Ash Blossom, or do you want to play hand traps? More powerful, less restrictions, way more vulnerable to cards like Called by the Grave and Triple Tactics Talents and shit like that. Now, notably, chat, yes, you can still use MLCE, but there is one thing that could change that math. If all right, I think I have one more thing to do with it, which is the Madolches. Does anyone have a link to the Madolches? Apparently not. MBT play Madolches will be livid, I imagine. Click on news, then TCG. Not seeing them. Oh, thank God. Someone finally dug them up. Madolche Queen Tierra a la Fraise. 3 level 5 Dolces. Once per turn, you can also summon a la Fraise by using Tiramisu. Detach a material. Oh! This just ranks up onto Tiramisu and makes Tiramisu a quick effect. That's it. I mean, don't get me wrong. That's crazy, but like that was the fix. Okay, so you know how Chocolate a la Mode ranks up? What if we just made Tierra 2? I'm in. I'm in. New Link. Okay, so New Link has a lot of potential. Madolche got what I think people thought was the shittiest Link out of Link Reigns pack, and it still went crazy just because like a way to get Madolches off the field is unbelievable. All right. Link 3 Beast Link Effect Monster. If this card is Link summoned, you can add a Madolche card from your deck to your hand. This card's amazing. You can target a monster in your graveyard. You are Madolche locked. Special to summon a Madolche from your hand. Shuffle that target into the deck. This card's incredible. This card is this card's shockingly good. It's really, really strong. I really can't. I know it doesn't look fantastic. I promise you it is. That first effect is unbelievable. Second effect is unbelievable as well. Unbricks Messenger Lotto. I mean, it does everything, right? If you need guys in graveyard for like Hoot Cake, you have it, and you get to fucking search Hoot Cake. If you need guys out of graveyard for Petting Cesar or whatever, you just search Chateau. I mean, it seems pretty good. It seems really strong. It's a beast. It seems great. It's an Earth beast. I don't know. This seems it's like Madolche Link monsters are really hard to evaluate in a vacuum. You got to understand the floor on these cards is really high. And Madolche Dessert. Also in the market for a good trap card. Their existing trap card is fine. Would love a better one. Target 2 effect monsters on the field, including a Dolce. Return those to the hand, and then you can special summon a Madolche from your hand or extra deck with attack equal or less to than the monster's total original attack. All right, well, that's fucking insane. If a Madolche card is returned from your graveyard to the deck or extra deck while this card is in your graveyard, attach this to an Xyz monster you control as material. Okay, thank God. I was like, does this have the once per turn and only once that turn? It does. So you can't use them both on the same turn, which is good. But otherwise, yeah, this is cool. You get to do glass souffle shit. Yeah. I mean, these are good cards. These are good cards for sure. And I think Madolche is one of those archetypes that actually is a lot closer than you would think. And a card like this, Madolche Queen Tierra a la Fraise, is like exactly what they needed to. Like, if you read Tiramisu, it reads like a card printed in 2021. Like, that is an effect that is still insanely strong. Giving it quick status makes it legitimately game warping. So I could see it happen. And, you know, one thing that people don't understand is that Madolche, I think, has, in my opinion, a better grind game than almost literally every deck, including Snake Eyes. Like, it loves to play on turn 3. It loves to play on turn 5. It loves to play on turn 7. And it's so hard to beat their established board. I would not be surprised to see Madolche playable as a result of these cards. But it will take some tinkering. You know, it will take people trying to figure out, do I want to be playing, like, the Vernisylphs? Do I want to be playing, like, there are still choke points for the strategy. It is still kind of normal summon reliant unless you open Salon. You know, there's still a lot that you can do. Nib still kills this deck? I do not believe that at all. People have always said Nib kills Madolche. I really do not believe that at all. Nib killed Unchained too. Nib kills decks. Has there been a deck in modern memory that Nib actually just beats on face? Like a playable meta deck that it's like, oh, if you draw Nib, you automatically win? Hero? No, Hero, it hasn't been true since the release of Wake Up. Cash? No? I mean, not if you're good. Salad? I guess. I feel like Salad just would extend to a position where if you nib them, they have the material to get at least one guy back on field. Sword Soul? I don't think that's true at all. If you don't open long one. When was the last time they didn't open long one? Generator, that's true. That one is 100% correct, actually. Sword Soul now? Okay, well, you got me.